guys, welcome back. Let's get into it. Can we talk about how this cast is amazing? I was watching this because I was catching up with the first 2 episodes that I missed. And I'm watching this and I'm just like, the casting on this show, the casting on 90 Day Fiancés, all of these 90 Day Fiancé shows, and Love at the Lockup, superb. Superb casting. Bravo. You need to watch what TLC and what WeTV is doing because their casting office is killing your casting office. Stay woke. Let's talk about Darcy and Tom. Darcy is back and she is in love with another man from Europe. Sis, you need to stay local. All of your love affairs with these European men do not work. Your kids cannot counsel you through another heartbreak. You have got to do better. Maybe you just need to stay local. I think it didn't work out with you with one American dude and you were like, to hell with these Americans. And then you're going with these European men and you are being put through the ringer. Stay local and let them little girls live their lives. They spend so much of their time counseling their grown mother. Sad, sad, sad. But good TV. This is one thing I will say about Darcy. I think she makes poor decisions. That's why she's on this TV show. I am, however, relieved that she is finally in a relationship with an age-appropriate man. From the jump, I was just like, Jesse is way too young for you, ma'am. He's way too young for you. She finally has somebody that is within her age range, somebody who's a bit mature, somebody who seems like a very sophisticated guy, somebody who is not all that into her. And I think that's what she needs because Darcy had somebody like Jesse who was very into her, but he was also very controlling. He was into controlling her. And I think she does not yet know how to really receive Tom, but if she receives him in the right way, I think this could be a really good relationship. Like, he seems like he likes her for her, but Darcy is already doing the most because she's going to go meet him. First of all, she took all this Louis luggage. That luggage was cute, right? But taking that kind of luggage overseas, not wise. I'm like, why are you taking Louis luggage on an international flight? That's something if you live in LA, you take on your flight to Vegas. You don't want that all scraped up and messed up. That's the kind of luggage you stunt on the gram with, okay? That's not nothing that you use like it's some luggage you bought at JCPenney. Unwise decisions. Welcome to Darcy's world. Can we talk about how Darcy was upset that Tom didn't meet her? He had a driver to come pick her up. First of all, Tom was like, listen, you gonna be on a plane for like how many hours? Like, I think it's from where she is to London, probably like close to what, 8 hours on a flight. He was just like, ma'am, before you see me, you need to wash your coochie. Like, you want to get off a plane, you haven't brushed your teeth for 10 hours, you haven't washed your underarms or your coochie, and you trying to jump up on me. He said it in the nicest way possible, but she didn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to see me. Girl, he's trying to tell you to bathe before you see him. Darcy took his instructions, right? I don't think she took all of the instructions. I don't think she fully understood them. Because when Tom said you need to brush your teeth and freshen up before you see me, I don't think he meant do it in a public restroom. Because when Darcy was in that public restroom, I don't care how nice it is, she's in a public restroom. Can we just be real? Taking a whole bath, bare feet on the ground, trying to put on these little expensive boots. She is so gaudy. I love her though. Trying to like putting on all of this stuff, a Gucci bodysuit, which was cute. That was really cute. And a little jacket. That poor man, the driver that picked her up when she came out the bathroom 45 minutes later, he was like, oh, okay, are you ready? Tom said to bathe before you see me, not spritz your genitalia with sanitizer. She was doing the most of that public restroom. And I wondered, did they block that off for her to use? Because could you imagine if somebody else had to come in here? This woman has been in there for 45 minutes doing absolutely nothing. Ladies, are y'all really taking whole baths before having sex? That ain't fair. Or at least with the idea of it, like, you know what? I know I'm about to get some. Let me just wash my armpits in the sink. At your big age? So, we finally get to meet Tom. Who in the hell is this? Not that man in them pictures, Tom. You cannot send people pictures from 2008 and then show up looking like this. Like, he didn't look bad, but he didn't look like them pictures. He did not look like them pictures. And I was like, ooh, Tom. Because he knew. He knew that he looked really different. He kept on addressing it. Like, when he started talking about it, I was like, thank you, sir. I didn't have to say it. You said everything for me. Because I was just like, why is the producer here talking to us? Did something happen with Darcy? And then I looked down at the little sign and I was like, this is Tom? You know what I will say? The pictures that he sent concerned me a bit, because when I was looking at the pictures, I was like, he giving me a little, how you doing? You know what I mean? I was just like, why the men don't take pictures like, but Tom was taking pictures like that. So I was just like, is he gay or British? Tom is a good looking guy. You know what I mean? I think he's self-conscious about his weight because he was like pulling at his jacket and a lot of things. But I think he's a good looking guy. I think he is a guy of status. You know what I mean? I think that's very important to him. I also think that he's a gentleman. I love his natural curls. He seems like a really nice guy, because in the beginning he was giving me pompous elitist, but he kind of won me over when he was talking about how he thought that maybe Darcy didn't like him because of the way he looked. When he became a bit vulnerable, because I felt like he was just putting it on too much and, you know, shooting the pigeons, or do they got pigeons over there? But, you know, shooting them ducks or whatever they was shooting. Wait, do ducks fly? You know what? American. Like his intro to us, I was just like, I don't want Darcy to date another European man that's going to put her down and treat her like she's less than, because that's what Jesse did to her essentially. And I think that he is now in a rage because Darcy has moved on. And I think the only reason why Jesse is contacting Darcy is because he just wants to be back in the spotlight. He wants to be back on the show. So he's contacting her, he's contacting Tom. And what I really liked about Tom is that Darcy was trying to talk to Tom about Jesse, and Tom was like, let's not talk about him. Let's talk about us. That's a man, Darcy. That is a man. Sis, don't mess this up, because it also seems like he got money. That's what you need. The way you spend money and buy it on reckless things, you need a man who will take care of you, but also will reel you in when you need to be reeled in. Darcy, don't mess this up, because I think this is a really good guy. But I feel like she's going to get emotional too soon, and she's just going to start spiraling out of control, and that's going to turn Tom off. Oh, Darcy, you need this. You really, really do need this. Don't mess this up, girl, but you will. That's why we're here. I will say this about Tom. From his pictures and Darcy's pictures, they are a match made in Facetune heaven, because, baby, they both did the most with their pictures. Tom's sister, can we be real here? She gave me Bette Midler and Hocus Pocus. There's a little concern with me sometimes, because I do think that Tom is a nice guy, but then he shows like little parts of his personality. And I'm just like, I really hope this is not Jesse in an ascot. I really hope that Tom is the guy that he's trying to portray. I really hope that's him, especially that vulnerable guy that we saw when he was talking about how he looked. I want more of that guy. Oh God, please don't be Jesse in an ascot. Please. Just as I watched a bit more, Tom wins me over a bit more, because at this restaurant, him and Darcy are flirting. Of course, you know, you've been talking back and forth and probably been sexting or whatever, and they're here. So there's a lot of tension or whatever happening, and Darcy's becoming very, very forward. And so Tom is just like, well, when you get back to your Airbnb, he booked her a freaking Airbnb. He got her a driver, booked her an Airbnb, is sitting here at this really nice restaurant, romancing her, and Darcy has an issue. She's just like, well, you know, this is the first time that we're meeting, and, you know, I thought we were kind of further in the relationship than where we are. Yeah, you guys have been talking and, you know, making plans to meet. Now you're finally meeting each other. Tom is just like, I want to get to know you. I don't really know who she is. I know who she is off of Facebook and off of what I've seen on TV. But now this is me meeting her in person, and I want to take it slow before I have sex with this woman. And he was just like, Darcy being this forward is really turning me off, because she doesn't know me and I don't know her, and she's trying to have sex with me. Tom! Guys, I like him. The more I watch, the more I like, and the more I'm looking at Darcy and screaming at the TV like, sis, calm down. Don't mess this up. You slept with Jesse on the first night after thinking that he was going to be your husband, and he turned out to be an alabaster Ike Turner. Listen to Tom, because she's so hot and bothered and getting upset that he has a different place for her and they're not staying together. Even Tom was like, if we get there and you choose to invite me over and you decide you want to have sex with me, yes, we can do that, but let's spend some time to get together. I love that he is providing for her, and he is going off of her terms. This pulling back a bit is him trying to show her that he respects her, and she can't see it. Of course, he's like, I'm looking at her, she's beautiful, I want to have sex with her. But I want her to know that I want more from her than just that. Darcy can't see it because she's so used to trash men, she can't see when she got a good man in front of her. Like, you haven't even bathed yet and you're trying to get up under time. Sis, take a bath and a nap. She hasn't even called her kids to let them know that she got there safe. But she trying to have sex with Tom. You trying to have sex with a man and you've been sitting on the plane in these tight pants. So you know she musty. Darcy, don't mess this up, sis. I feel like you are, and I'm already disappointed. This is not going to go well. This is not going to go well. And I feel bad for Omar because Omar is really into Avery. I think that Avery is really into the fact that she is stressing her mother out. I really, really do. I think Avery's situation is she was born to a young mom. Dare I say her mother was a teenage mom? We haven't really got their ages yet. We only know that Avery is 19. We don't know how old her mom is, but she looks very young. And even in her wedding picture, she looks very young. So she could be a teen mom, right? I think what happened is that Avery's mom got married really young, had her really young. When you're a teenager, you really don't know a lot. So she probably didn't know a lot being so young, raising this kid, probably made a lot of mistakes, and then started having other children. And Darcy was no longer the only child. She was now the big sister, so she was helping out in ways that she probably didn't really want to. So I think with Avery, she started acting out, becoming this whole wild child because she's seeing now her younger siblings getting the life that she wished she would have had, but because she was the first and her mother didn't really know what she was doing, her parents didn't really know what they were doing, she's kind of resenting. So what is she doing? She's acting out so now she can get the attention focused on her now that her parents have more wisdom and can give her the attention that she desires. So she does this stuff. So she acts out, she drinks, she parties too hard, she becomes this wild child. They fix that, you know what I mean? They deal with that or whatever. You think everything is cool. Then next thing you know, Avery's converting to Islam. There's nothing wrong with Islam. I'm not saying anything against Islam. I think that Darcy is probably using it as a way to get attention on herself. And so here she is with this like, oh, I converted to Islam or I was vegan, like her brother said. Her brother's like, she does stuff like this all the time. He's like, within a year, Darcy will be done with this. I'm going off of what the people who know her are speaking about. So I'm thinking that it's like, let me convert to Islam because what is something very controversial to do in this town, in my white middle America Christian, probably Republican town. Let me become this white woman who converted to Islam. Let me also say that I met some guy online. I'm going to move to Syria to marry him because she's running around telling everybody about it and she's celebrating in their shop. This is why I think that every move that Avery is making is because Avery wants attention. I feel bad for Omar because I feel like Omar feels like he got a prize in this white American woman and he doesn't realize that this girl is probably using him to gain attention from the people that she thinks that she's lost their eyesight. I think that's what's happening here because I'm watching this story and I'm just watching how Avery is acting and I'm just like, it's different with her. It really, really is. It's not like Nicole. Nicole really is in love with Azan. You know what I mean? Omar is really in love with Avery. But Avery is in love with the spotlight. That's what I'm getting from her. What do you guys think? Do you think that this is the real deal with Avery? Or do you think that this is something that she does? These are the stunts that she pulls so that the people that are important in her life, that she wants them to pay attention to her, finally focus on her and give them their sole attention. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm sorry, I thought about it a bit more. I feel like Avery is still a wild child. It's just manifesting in a different form. It's manifesting in outrage. You know what I mean? It's manifesting in shock. It's manifesting in controversy. I think this is what's happening here. Just think about it. Avery had to share her teen mom with all of her other siblings, right? But right here in this situation, she got her mom. Even if it's for 5 days. She has her mom who was doting over her, concerned about her, worried about her, laughing with her, joking with her, preparing her for this next step in her life, being concerned about her, stressing over her. And Avery is eating it up. And then she has this man who is adoring her and treats her like she's this prize. I think what's going to happen is that Avery is going to realize that she got in too deep and try to pull out. But it might be too late. Whew, ciao. And I will say this. I think that Avery, likes Omar. I don't think she's in love with him. I don't think she wants to be her husband. But I do think that, she's probably getting, the little giddy, this is somebody I'm seeing and dating for the first time. But I really think that she's in over her head. And I feel bad because when Omar sees her for the first time at the airport, he's cheesing from ear to ear. He can't take the smile off of his face. And when he's talking in his confessionals, he is so enamored with her. Here's where I think the relationship is going to fall apart. American Avery is not going to be able to deal with the laws and the rules and regulations of where Omar is from. And I think when she realizes that this is the life that she signed up for, she's going to try to get out of it. Oh, Omar, poor guy. He really feels like he got this prize. Poor guy. I can see the game. And I don't think that she's scamming to be mean-spirited. I think this is just how she acts out to get the attention that she has always desired since she was a little kid. The only thing that I hope is the real deal in this situation, because I just don't think she's ready for Omar. I don't think she's ready to be a wife. I don't think she's ready to live in Syria. The only thing that I hope that she is serious about is Islam, because I think wild child or whatever, I feel like her faith has fulfilled something in her. You know what I mean? That wherever she is or whatever she went through, whatever she was doing to act out that way, didn't fill up for her. You know what I mean? Whatever it was, it really did a number on Avery, and her faith really got her whole. But she still got to deal with some issues. Ugh. Avery. Angela and Michael. I hope she got a raise, because she's carried every season that she was on. And if y'all got her back on the show, y'all better pay that woman what she is worth. She's carried every season, every reunion, every 90-Day Fiancé live. Angela turned it all the way up. Pay that woman what she is worth and then some. Also, can we talk about how she is Donald Trump in a caftan? The resemblance is uncanny. So we meet back up with Angela and Michael. They're working through whatever issues that they had. Guys, I think this is the real deal. I don't think that Angela is doing this for TV, because the way she talks about him and how she is so invested in him, I really think that she is into Michael. We all know that Michael is scamming to get to the United States, because we remember that episode where she gave him the ring wrapped in an American flag and he was so happy about coming to America, not about being engaged to Angela. I feel bad for her, because I do think that she is going to get her heart broken, and everybody in her family knows it. I think they're just afraid to tell her that. She drops this bomb on her daughter that she's in a bad space with anyway. That Michael wants her to have a baby. Michael wants his 53-year-old wife to give him a baby because that is the culture where he's from. I don't think that's true. I think he wants to have a child here in the United States. So that could be something to keep him here legally, because eventually this whole facade with Angela is going to fall apart. So I think he wants to use that child to have something here in the States, to have a reason, probably when they go to court, to be like, well, I have a child here, I don't want to leave. That all comes into play, because the courts don't want to separate families. The courts don't want to separate a child from their father. So that all comes into play. So he's probably like, I have to have some kind of child here, so that when it comes time for the mask to come off, I can have an investment that I can fight with. So anyway, she's sitting down with her daughter, and she's just like, well, Michael wants me to give him a baby. And the daughter looks at her and she says, I'm not doing it. I'm not, because she knew that's what her mother wanted her to meet with her for, because they're not close. They've had some issues. So she's just like, she calling me out to lunch. What for? Is to drop some bomb on me. And the bomb is, well, if you don't want to carry the child for me, can I use your eggs? She was like, no, like, Mom, you're crazy. I don't want to give you my eggs so you can have a baby with this man that we both think this is a bad decision. So anyway, Angela isn't letting up, and her daughter finally says yes and gives in. But even in the confessional, she's like, I'm not doing that. But I had to tell my mom something, because I don't want to be in no issues with her. That's the thing. Angela is a wonderful person. It seems like everybody really loves to be around her, but she's so bullheaded that you can't talk any sense into her. So she's probably fun to party with and to, kiki it up with in the break room. But anything else outside of that, it's probably really difficult to get along with her, because, like I said before, she's a very stubborn person. You can't talk any sense to her. You can't give her any advice. The best thing you could do is just laugh with her and just watch her make these decisions and be there to repair her. But listen, life is tough. Life is tough on its own. A lot of times you don't want to be around somebody that is constantly making these bad decisions and becoming belligerent and violent when you try to give them some wisdom. Because I'm giving you wisdom because I love you and I want you to do well. I'm also giving you wisdom because you drain me when you fail. Stop making stupid stuff and stop making my life hell. She's fun, guys. She really, really is fun. But I think that that's why a lot of people in her life are letting her make these decisions, because she's very belligerent. Who feels like getting cussed out all the damn time when you're trying to help somebody out? Sometimes you gotta just let them walk in front of that train. You'll listen to me when you're down to one hip. Y'all, can we talk about how Angela went to the cotton factory? So that she could plan her wedding with her black husband. Cotton factory. I know that Michael, his people ain't, but his cousins, but his distant relatives, you know what? Anyway, we get into He's trying to plan this huge, extravagant wedding with $4. Like, first of all, this guy, I was just like, I wouldn't trust him with my wedding. I wouldn't even trust him with my purse. Like, you know what I mean? He was looking like the type of person where you're just like, you know what? Let me lock my doors and give me my purse. Don't leave my purse around that guy. I'm just like, he runs a wedding facility. He looked like he had just downed about 4 beers and some moonshine. And I'm like, you're giving somebody a tour because you are the wedding planner? Dude, where? So anyway, she wants this extravagant wedding and he's just like, listen, pick your sin and I'll help you. But if you want all of this is going to be about $8,000 to $10,000. And you know what? I believed him. It made sense to me. All the stuff that Angela wanted, that was a deal. She wanted 2 freaking weddings and both of them were extravagant. Girl. She is really trying to go through it and marry this man. Michael, I feel sorry for you. Because if she finds out that you're scamming her, Angela is going to punch a hole through your chest. She looked like she got the arms to do it. And you know what? Every time I see Angela get into this toy car, I holla. I'm like, girl, live your best life. But the way she tries to fit in that car is a good car because this holds it up. It's holding up. Rebecca and Zied. Rebecca and Z. I done forgot the name. I've been doing a lot of filming today. Pray for me. Anyway, can we talk about how Rebecca has all of these pictures around her home of Z and they look like mug shots? I was like, are there no other pictures? Are there any glamour shots of Z? And every picture in her home is a picture of Z and he's like, terrifying. I know. She has all of these pictures of this dude in like weird places in her home and like in the hallway. It looks like a mural dedicated to this dude. When I was watching it, I was like, is Z no longer with us? Because why does Rebecca have a mural in her kitchen of him? Oh, when Rebecca got off that plane and Z had a picture of her on his shirt, I was just she was so embarrassed because homegirl face-tuned that face all the way down until she looked a good 27. I'm like, sis, if you have to do all of this stuff to feel accepted by this man, maybe he isn't the dude for you. But you know what? She's another one who doesn't make the best decisions. She is still married to some Moroccan child that she was jumping up and down on. Who she brought over to the United States. You know what? They have to really start cracking down on these couples because I get wanting to come to the U.S., right? From watching this show, people who are bringing in partners from other countries are not they're not the wisest people, and they're making these decisions and bringing people into our nation. And I'm just like, we got to crack down on these people. We got to crack down on the Americans. We have to make sure they have to pass a psych test to see if they are somebody that we want responsible for bringing someone from another country over into America. Like, seriously. Rebecca does not make wise decisions. It seems like she sits on Facebook and starts searching out brown foreign men to bring to the United States so that they can sex her down. Because mother likes the sex with young brown men. Anyway, she's still married to this dude. She brought him over. I think he was like 23 or whatever. And she said they were married for about 3 years before she found out that he was cheating on her. You think, man, you 47 years old, you brought this dude who is 23 over here from Morocco, young, sexy, and free. You taking care of him. He can't work, so he has all this idle time to just live his best life. You think, ma'am? You think? Of course he cheated on you, sis. You look like his mama. No shade. No shade. There's nothing wrong with aging. There's nothing wrong with it. And there's also nothing wrong with dating somebody younger than you, if they are of age. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, you shouldn't be in your 40s looking at anybody in their 20s. Come on. Come on, what are you doing? You knew how dumb you were when you were at that age. Why are you trying to jump up on somebody who doesn't have much sense, whose brain is still developing? Why are you trying to come in there with your old seasoned behind and jump on top of them? Let's make some sense here. Let's make some sense, Rebecca. Because she finally gets to see him. The whole time before she even gets there, she's talking about having sex with him, right? So she finally gets to see him. And can I just say before I move on, because I just thought about it, they have the same body shape. I was looking at him hugging up on her, and I was just like, you know what? If the heads were cut off, I wouldn't know who was who. Anyway, Rebecca finally gets to meet Zied in his country, Tunisia, right? What is up with these Tunisian men? Y'all over here scamming these old white women on Facebook. Facebook is so dangerous. I'm telling you, if it is not somebody that I know, I don't do that friend of a friend. If I don't know you, I'm not accepting you to be my Facebook friend. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a kid anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an adult. If I don't know you and you try to be my friend on Facebook, the first thing I'm thinking, you're either the FBI or a serial killer. Nope. So Zied tells his sugar mama, because that's what Rebecca is. She has yet to realize it. But I caught it from the moment he said to her, oh, I don't have a car and we're going to need to do a lot of driving around. And also I can't drive. And also I have no money. So could you get a car? And Rebecca started thinking about it. She was just like, oh no. The wheels started turning, but mama started getting horny. So what did she do? She went and she got that car and she put her and Zied in that car and she took them to a hotel and she jumped all on that little boy. Rebecca, this is the thing. When people who are significantly older than their partner always think that there is something that people your age know about you. They notice something is off with you. That's why you done went and got this young partner so that you can manipulate them and be some kind of God in their eyes, because you're using your wisdom and your knowledge and your age and you're holding that over them like, oh, I know this. I've been here. This is what I can tell you about it. That's what I always think. Not with all couples, but when it's like a really huge age gap, especially out here in LA, it's just like, dude, you're 60. Why is your girlfriend 18? 911. We talk about Zied's hair. What is he doing? I was just like, does Zied have a silk press? Like, are those waterfalls? You know what? His hair reminds me of how all our black mamas looked in the 90s on their way to a Salt and Pepper concert. That's what that hair gave me. And so the whole time on this trip, while Zied is scamming Rebecca, she's over here acting all nervous because she doesn't want to tell Zied that she's still married, because she knows that won't go over well with his culture or his parents or whatever. And I'm just like, that's the only thing that you're concerned about? Not the fact that you have now had relationships with two men who are significantly younger than you from a different country that you know is trying to get over here to the United States. It's fishy to me. It's fishy to me that she chooses young men, and she chooses young men from nation, and she chooses young men who she knows is trying to make it over to the United States. What's wrong with you, Rebecca? What's up with you that you keep on doing this? Because for her, she has to have some kind of power in the relationship, and she does that being older and being an American. Something up. I think it's more than her being married to this young boy. It's something else up with Rebecca. I wish TLC, this is the only thing I wish about this show, I wish you guys also reach out to their exes. If they bring up an ex, we should be able to talk to the ex and be like, you know what, is this true? Why all of a sudden after she was married to you, she decided, well, you know what, I'm gonna marry somebody in their 20s from Morocco. What happened? Something had to happen for a woman or anybody to make such a big decision like that. Like, it's different when you're traveling and you meet somebody. Like, a lot of those couples, I actually know somebody who was working on a cruise ship and she met her husband who is from Ireland. She met him on the cruise ship. They were just like having drinks and, it was a little flirting or whatever. And then the next thing you know, she saw him the next day. The whole cruise trip, they spent a lot of time together and they realized they want to see more of each other. So they were traveling back and forth, and then, they finally got married and did the whole 90-day fiance thing. That's different. That's different than cruising Facebook, trying to find these young men. Something up with Rebecca. Something is up. I also say that because of how her children talk about her. Rebecca's kids are very concerned about her. Very concerned. Even when she's talking about going to see Zied, the kids are bringing up the last guy. They were like, Mom, you did this before. You know, even when her son hugs her at the airport, he's like, please take care of yourself. It's so unfair. It's so unfair what these parents on 90 Day Fiancé do to their kids. Like, I have never seen more stressed out adult children on a show before. Like, these kids are going through hell. Because I'm going to talk about it in my next review for 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. Jenny is stressing her kids out. You know what I mean? Like, you decided to make this decision to go over there and meet with Summit. Why are you calling your daughter and stressing her out? Like, ooh, it just seems like these parents had these kids really young and they never grew up. And the kids had to grow up and now they're taking care of their parents who are making very dumb decisions. He doesn't want to have sex with Rebecca because she's a grandmother. Let me tell you something about American grandmothers. They have the sex drive of a 16-year-old boy. Can I tell you, my grandmother is in a love triangle in the old folks' home and at church. It's a mess. It's a mess. Hot girl summer. It's hot meemaw summer. Benjamin and Akinyi. This is the couple that really brought me. I was just like, I don't care what I'm doing. I have to make sure I'm available to review this 90 Day Fiancé because Akinyi, listen, from what I've seen so far, you know what? My opinion of this couple might change, but from where I'm sitting right now and from what I've seen, Akinyi is scamming. She is scamming Pastor Benjamin. I done already saw the trailer, like the long mid-season trailer. And can I just say, Pastor Benjamin is crying. Akinyi is over here telling him that he needs to send all this money for her, which I think is true. But I also think that she's embellishing the price and the things that she needs. And can we talk about how Pastor Benjamin has a type? Black. If you guys watch my Bachelor reviews, I talk about how you would think that it would be like hood white guys who are approaching black women the most, and it's not. It's not. It is these suburban white dudes where you're just like, what in the Bill Gates? Like, sir. They are the ones who are very forward, who are very open about their love of black women. White dudes like Pastor Benjamin. What? Very rarely is it a Bradley Cooper. It's always a Pastor Benjamin. Pastor Benjamin was trying to find love on dating apps in America, but they weren't really working. You know what I thought about when he was telling us the story about him and his dating apps? I was just like, you know what? Pastor Benjamin was probably on Black People Meet because, baby, there was a season when I had went through a little something. It had been a while since I had dated a black man, and I was like, you know what? I need to go back home. So now I was on Black People Meet. It happens. And guys, there were a lot of non-black men on there. I guess you can't discriminate on dating sites, but I was just like, why? Why am I scrolling and I'm seeing a lot of white and Asian men? I mean, I'm not shocked because, yes, but I'm just like, I want Black People Meet. And y'all still checking for a sister. I don't do that anymore. I just go back to Philadelphia, okay? By the time I get to the baggage claim at the Philadelphia airport, I done got 3 brothers on me. Work! You know what, guys? I feel like Akinyi is going to marry Pastor Benjamin, come to the United States, and within a month is going to start a YouTube channel. And I think her YouTube channel is going to be about makeup and hair. And that girl is going to blow up because she's already on 90 Day Fiancé. And I think once she gets enough subscribers, once Homegirl hit 1 million, she getting rid of Pastor Benjamin. And you know what? Subscribe. Jokes aside, Benjamin is a sweetie. He really, really is. He seems like a really nice guy who just wants to find love. You know what I mean? And it's sad to say, but I don't think it's going to be with Akinyi. I don't. I really, really don't. What happened with you and your ex-wife? It seems like she cheated. Pastor Benjamin. We got to get him on a show, like a makeover show, because I feel like he has it in him. I just think he kind of gave up into the corniness. You know what I mean? I want him to find love. But he wants to find it with the black woman. And I'm just like, Pastor Benjamin, there's some work you got to do to get our attention again. You got that sister because y'all probably met in church. Church sometimes does a number on your mind. And you just be accepting anything because you think that's the Lord's will. Child, y'all know I almost got caught up in some mess. And I was like, Lord, deliver me. And he did. Thank you, Lord. Pastor Benjamin is giving me culty because I'm looking at him in his confessional and in his scenes, but I'm just like, how many of these loose-fitting muscle shirts do you have? Because he's wearing these muscle shirts and they're like loose around the titties, but they're tight on the stomach, and he's serving 3rd trimester. Bro, if you're trying to get back out there, you got to work on you first. You got to make yourself attractive to women, not just by looks, also in finances and how you carry yourself. Like, you're trying to get a woman, you got a bare belly and you're eating bologna sandwiches. You know good and well an American woman was not going for that. That's why you hopped on them international dating sites, because you knew you couldn't bring no American woman to your house and y'all splitting a bologna sandwich. The devil is a liar. So I am the self-appointed president of the Caesar Hide, and I'm fitting to run up to Ukraine and throw hands on Maria. How dare you? How dare you take advantage of sweet, precious Caesar? Guys, Caesar had me balling. He had me balling. This woman is scamming him, taking advantage of him. I'm not even mad at Caesar for being too dense to see it. He's too sweet. He's too precious. I can't get mad at him. But Maria, sis, these hands is rated E for everybody. You gonna get it. You gonna get it. I don't ever want to go to Ukraine, except for the fashions and the nails. Have you followed like Ukrainian women in their fashions and their nail job? They be on it. Caesar is so precious, and this tattered blow up doll is just scamming him for every little coin that he makes. I'm telling you, Maria, on site. On site. If I ever come to Ukraine, I'm going to find your place, girl, and I'm going to run up on you. I'm going to knock on that door. And when you open that door, I'm going to be like, Das Vidanya, ho, let's get it. You better be ready. How dare you? How dare you do that to Caesar? How dare you scam him? Let me tell you something. When that heifer told Caesar that she didn't book her plane ticket, and he was just like, I don't want to get emotional right now. Like, he was trying to hold it in, and then he put that phone down and that single tear fell from his eye. Heartbroken. This is why you got to have kids, because Caesar he is just out there by himself. And you know, it's only so much a friend could tell you. Like, it seems like his friends are the people that he worked with and his clients. Because first of all, this is the first time I've seen like a Black American male who's a nail tech. I've never seen that. You know what I mean? And it was like very interesting. And he's straight. You know what I mean? I'm just like, oh. And I'm not saying that you can't be straight and do nails. I'm just saying when I saw Caesar, I was like, oh, we got a different kind of storyline this season. But I was like, oh, with a woman. Okay. But he's just such a sweetheart. His clients love him. If I had the coin, I would do a meetup at his nail salon. And I would, you know, get nails done there and like do a little meet and greet with him if I had the coin. I ain't got it right now because listen, child, mother is booked and busy. But what y'all don't realize, I'm an independent contractor. So every check I get in, I'm not getting paid every 2 weeks. This ain't no 9 to 5, baby. I get one lump sum and I got to cut it and stretch it. Keep me in your prayers. You guys always have the tea. Does Caesar have sisters? Does he have aunties? Is his mama still alive? Like, I'm just like, where is your family? You know what? There's no way he has sisters. Ain't no way Black sisters are going to let their brother give all that money to a woman that ain't them or their mama. Ain't no way. So he doesn't have sisters, and he don't have sisters in his life. I feel bad for Caesar. I think he needs somebody looking out for him because his boss, who is also his friend, can only say and do but so much. You know what I mean? Like, I wish he would not have lent Caesar that money to buy all of those plane tickets and send all that money to Maria. I think this is storyline though, because the conversation just looked a little fake to me. I think I'm pretty sure production paid for the tickets or whatever, because the thing about it is, to complete this storyline, we got to meet Maria. You know what I mean? So I think production is trying their best to get to see her. So I think they paid for everything, but to make it look like an even more tragic storyline, I think they went with Caesar borrowing money from his boss. Because I don't see that happening. Because first of all, how much does a nail tech make? His boss is loaning Caesar $2,000. How he gonna pay that back? Especially when he's sending $800 to Maria and then he has rent and food. How much is he making? Wait, are nail techs making bank like that? I know nail techs out here in LA who are making money, but they're like celebrity nail techs. Caesar's just like, you know, a regular schmegular nail tech. Are they really making coin like that? And can we just talk about Maria's excuse for not booking this plane ticket? First of all, why was she trying to? I don't understand. Like, I'm really confused about it because Caesar wants to see Maria in the Ukraine, and Maria is just like, let's go someplace warm like Mexico. What? Oh, maybe she doesn't want him to book the ticket to the Ukraine because she doesn't want him to be here and start looking for her. So maybe that's why she keeps on sending him to like different places, because Caesar's like, she never wants me to come there. I think she doesn't want him to come there. And I think the producers keep on saying these things to Caesar, because they know that Maria is sending the same messages to other men, you know, those same videos. Hi, baby. Hi, my love. You know, because even when the producer was like, do you think she's sending that to multiple people? And Caesar was like, oh no, that's what she calls me. When the producer said that, I was just like, it's because you guys know. You guys already know. They're foreshadowing what's going to happen later in the season. You already know that she's sending that to multiple men. I bet you that's not even what Maria looks like. I bet you somebody is just like stealing her videos and sharing it with different men or whatever. That's why Maria doesn't want to meet with Caesar, because Maria probably doesn't even look like that. Maria is probably some 57-year-old woman catfishing using somebody's image that's not really her, because you can easily do that. You can easily download somebody's Instagram videos. You can easily download whatever people are putting on Twitter or on Facebook or whatever and share it as your own. It happens. It happens. Wow. This storyline, Caesar and Maria, is going to have the most shocking ending I think we've seen to date. Because Caesar is for sure getting scammed. Wow. He's such a good guy. I hope it works out for him in the end. I really, really do. I hope in the reunion we just have a positive outcome with him, because it's so obvious that Caesar is getting scammed. Caesar, I didn't book my ticket because it's my mother's birthday. I don't know what that accent was. Please forgive me. But I'm like, you didn't know it was your mother's birthday before you selected the date to go on that trip? Like, girl. And Caesar just doesn't want to see it. I think he doesn't want to see it because he just wants to be loved so bad. Oh my gosh, ladies watching this, there's none of y'all that can love Caesar. Not me. I love him in a different way. He's like my uncle. You know what I mean? But I know there's somebody else who wants to be loved and desired by a guy like Caesar. Come on, y'all. Let's get Caesar a wife. You know who really pissed me off, aside from Maria? His client who told him to book her flight. You know this dude is getting scammed. Why are you telling him to do that unless you're a producer? I was like, is this a producer pushing this storyline? Because I'm just like, if you are Caesar's client, you know he's getting scammed. You talk about it in the confessional. Why would you tell him to spend more money that he does not have on a ticket for Maria, and you know this chick is not going to show up? Oh, that part pissed me off. I was like, girl, why would you do that? You're no friend. He doesn't even have any money to pay his rent or his utilities. Let me tell you something, TLC. Let me tell you something, 90 Day Fiance. Y'all better pay that man's bills. This show can't come back to me and tell me that Caesar got evicted. Y'all, I'm fighting everybody. I'm fighting everybody at TLC. I'm fighting the little couple. I'm fighting the Dugarts. I'm fighting whoever I see on sight if Caesar get evicted. That's it for me. I enjoyed this new season. The characters really, really pulled me in, especially Caesar. He is very precious. I am protecting him. Y'all cannot talk about Caesar. Talk about Maria, but don't you talk about my Uncle Caesar. But all jokes aside, I'm enjoying this season. I really, really am. Let me know in the comments section what you think about this season of 90 Day Fiance, Before the 90 Days. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next Sunday for the following episode of Before the 90 Days. I don't know if Just Call Me What has gone into her surgery yet. I was watching one of her reviews, and she was talking about how she's heading into surgery sometime this week. Let's send up some prayers for our girl. Just Call Me Why is a gift. She really, really is a gift to YouTube. I'm one of her subscribers, and she is a gift to her subscribers. So let's send our girl some prayers, some healing, some love, some joy her way. Let's wish her a speedy recovery. See you guys soon. Love you much. Bye.